Now, this is an interesting question at the bottom I've got here. What does this mean about me? That is a really interesting question. What does this mean about me? Now, when you cycle through this 4 or 5 times, it becomes very clear, and actually you start to get to some values, you start to get to some deeper stuff that's really not serving you. And so when you've got those things that are not serving you, you start to really believe that, yeah, I've got to change this. So you can write down these words. What does this mean about me? All right. So think about any negative thought. If you're struggling to come up with what the belief is, you might be saying something like, I just don't think there's any, jobs in this part of the industry. Or I don't believe that I have a big enough network. And that might be true, but it's like, I don't believe I can connect with a network. That's not necessarily true, because you have to actually do something and be something before you can have it. And in this case, if you want more contacts in an industry, you need to do something about it, which means you have to be proactive, right? So if you have the experience of calling up 5 companies, you'll get some feedback. And as a result, you can start to adjust. Your brain's very, very smart. Once you do some action, your brain is genius. So if you find yourself saying something like, I can't connect with a network, now ask yourself the question, if you've got that negative thought, what does that mean about me? Oh, I can't connect with a network. Well, I don't know anyone. Okay, what does that mean about me? Oh, I feel alone. Oh, that could be a deeper one, right? Or okay, so you feel alone. What does that mean about me? Oh, I don't have the confidence to get out there. Or what does that mean about me? I don't have the skills. Now, that actually might not be true, but you've probably uncovered a bunch of negative beliefs by saying, what does that mean about me? And you try and take the answer and cycle it through 5 times, like I just did. So write down that question, and you can do that as a little activity for yourself at home. If anything like a negative thought pops up in your head and you think, oh God, where's that coming from? You can change it to what you want instead by asking the question, and you'll get a negative belief. Okay, that's what I can now flush through the rest of these questions, right? So step one is identifying the limiting belief. Now, there's a bunch of other ways of doing that. I probably need to, in hindsight, do another video on just identifying the limiting belief before you start changing it. But today is about the sleight of mouth pattern to reframe a belief when you find it. So we'll keep on going.